sound made on a violin? Well, one very famous violinist one time said that it is certainly a strange way to make a living, to move a stick up and down. Well, the stick is called a bow. It is called a bow because in the old times when it was first created, this wooden part here was shaped like an arch. So the whole thing looked like a bow for shooting arrows. Well, then later on the shape evolved because the more straighter bow is easier to control and it also gives a stronger sound, but the name stayed, so we still call it a bow. Now this brown part here is wood, and the really fine bows are made out of Pernambuco wood. Now I don't suppose that any of you have a Pernambuco tree in your backyard. That's because it grows in the Brazilian forest. The wood is very hard and durable, but it also has this springy quality, which is really important. We have to be able to do all kinds of stuff that involve the jumping of the bow on the strings. And then the white part is horsehair. I have found out that a lot of people think that it is a solid thing somehow, but it's not. I will show you. I will loosen the bow extremely so it comes apart here with this screw here at the end. I'll take it out all the way. Here it is, and this is what it looks like. So you can see that this is a whole bunch of loose hairs. Looks like one thing because it's tight. So the horse gets a haircut from its tail, and then the hair gets bleached. This wasn't necessarily a white horse. For some of you that have tried to bleach your hair and you have done it too much, you know that the hair can go poof. It can become so coarse, and that's not what we want. On our hair, we want it to be smooth and silky, but on the bow hair, that's what we want. We want it to be very coarse. And then on top of it, we put this stuff on it, which is called rosin. Rosin, this is what it looks like. It is made out of, mainly out of sap from a tree. Now, if you have ever touched sap on a tree, you know that it is very sticky. And that's what we want on the bow hair. We rub this on the bow hair every so often, and it becomes sticky. We try not to touch the bow hair with our hands because we have oils on our fingers and it can take the stickiness away. Now let's see what happens if I draw something on the string that is not sticky, like the wood. Pretty much nothing. Now I will draw the hair with rosin on it. You can hear the sound. It is because the stickiness of the bow creates tension right here, and then I release it, and the sticky bow causes the string to vibrate. You can maybe see it if you look carefully at the string right here, how it changes its shape. And the vibration of the string is sound, but the vibration of the string itself would make the sound that would be very quiet and not very good quality. It would be just a little buzzing. So we need something to amplify the sound. The violin is about 500 years old, and at that time electricity had not been discovered yet. So the makers had to come up with a natural way of amplifying the sound. So they came up with this box. This is called a body of the instrument. It's kind of shaped like a human body. It's a hollow box, very thin wood all around with nothing inside but one stick going from top to bottom, which in English we call sound post, and in my language, in Polish, we call it dusza. which means a soul. So I find it quite poetic that we call that the soul of the instrument. So the really fine instruments are all handmade, hand carved. That's why they can be so very expensive. So what happens to the vibration of the string is it goes through this piece of wood, this light piece of wood right here, which is very hard. It can withstand a lot of pressure from our arm. It goes through this into the body of the instrument. And the sound makes the wood vibrate, and it bounces around inside, kind of like in a barrel, and then it comes out of these two holes, louder and prettier. That's how the sound is made on the violin.